My 32F, mother, 65F, laughed at my wedding dress on the day of my wedding and refuses to say sorry. Should I confront her, and if so, what do I say? 2 weekends ago, I, 32F, got married to my long-term boyfriend, 32M. Let me provide some context by talking about my mom for a second. She, 65F, and I have always had a somewhat strained relationship. She is rude and very hard to please, and my older brothers and I always felt she disapproved of the things we did. However, she raised the 5 of us alone working 2 jobs, and we all love her for the sacrifices she made for us and try to look after her now we all have our own careers. There are genuinely good times with her too, so I suppose you might say it's a complex relationship we all have. Anyway, I announced my engagement last year, and while she initially seemed pleased, she gradually pulled away from me and seemed like I was inconveniencing her by asking for her involvement. For example, I asked if she'd be there while I tried on wedding dresses because it meant a lot to me, and she told me she didn't feel like it. Even when I texted her asking if she wanted to see a photo of the place we'd chosen as a venue, she said she'd see it when she attended and didn't need the picture. I'd been planning on asking if she would walk me down the aisle, but decided not to ask her since she seemed so uninterested by every other aspect of the wedding. I actually asked all 4 of my brothers if they'd do it instead, and they were honored and accepted. The day of the wedding rolled around, and my bridesmaids and I were getting ready before heading to the venue. I had just put on my wedding dress and felt very emotional looking at myself in it. My bridesmaids were very complimentary of it, and it was a special moment between all of us. Just then my mom arrived and actually started to laugh when she saw me. Everyone kind of went silent out of shock, and I asked her what was wrong. She just replied with, "What? It's the first time I'm seeing it," and walked off, leaving me feeling crushed that she'd laugh at me. My bridesmaids built me back up and I brushed it aside, and I ended up having a lovely wedding. My brothers walked me down the aisle as I'd wanted, and it was so special getting married to my best friend. However, things got worse again as we took wedding photos. My mom and I were asked to take a photo together, and while the photographer set up, she made some comments about not asking her to walk me down the aisle. It confused me since she'd been so disinterested with everything, and I was going to tell her that, before she suddenly looked me up and down and laughed again, whispering, "Really? That dress?" Just then we had our photo taken, and upon reviewing the photos after the fact, I look like I'm about to burst into tears. Perhaps I should have confronted her then and there, but I just wanted to salvage as much happiness as I could for my wedding day. A day or so later, however, I told my husband and brothers. They were all shocked and sided with me, asking my mom why she'd said what she said. My mom apparently said she just hadn't liked my dress and thought I was overreacting. She refused to say sorry, and since then we haven't spoke, but she's bad-mouthing me. On Monday we're going on our honeymoon, and I'm wondering if I should confront my mom about this before then, or if there isn't any point and I should move past it. Even if I do say something, what could it be that would get through to her that I'm hurt? TLDR. My mom laughed at my wedding dress on my wedding day and won't say sorry. Should I confront her over this? And if I do, what do I say?